Hello, Mr. Nygren here. Welcome to Sid Meier's Civilization 3 Complete Edition. Sid Meier's Civilization 3 was a strategy and builder mix of a game and released in 2001. Complete Edition that includes all the expansions as well, released in 2005 I believe. So I'm using the 2005 edition of the game that included the Conquest expansion and any of the other expansions. Alright, we will try the Final Fantasy VIII smaller map because I was disappointed at the large map because they never really sent troops to the other continents to attack each other. And yeah, that's the problem with the big map, that they have problems moving troops across the continents, cross-continent. But in, I believe on the smaller map there is no such problem. I've watched it before and they move just fine with the ships. And unlike the last time I watched the AI play on that map, I believe that now we have improvements done to the map, so it's better than ever. Yeah, the large map is more impressive in how it looks and more detailed, but sadly the ships do worse. They rarely send any troops to the other continents. Small map on the other hand should have no problems. We'll pick it instead. The smaller map was made by the same guy that made the Final Fantasy IX map, by the way. So we have Edea leading Galbadia, or the Galbadian Empire, also known as Galbadia Garden. And we have Laguna Loire, or I think his name Loire is his surname. The Laguna is leading Esthar. He is the father of Squall, Leonhart, who is the main character of Final Fantasy VIII, and who is leading Balamb in this game, Balamb Garden. Okay, and Edea is like the main villain of this run. She's controlled by an even more powerful sorceress named Ultimecia. Ultimecia is the main villain, but on this one, Edea is the main villain. It's essentially the same character. It's just that she's possessed by a different sorceress. It is the true villain of the game. Squall is of course the hero, and Laguna is a hero that you control in Final Fantasy VIII in flashbacks. It's kind of a reveal at the end of the game that he is the father of Squall, and he is way older at the end of the game and is the leader of the Esthar Empire. Alright, but we will pick Shinra, the spectator faction, and start. Okay. Shame that Rufus spawns here instead of on the ISO. If he spawned here he would be safe, but because he spawns here he might actually be attacked. But now I know I did a mistake. You need to exit. I forgot to select individual the factions, that's probably why he spawned there. You see there are no factions spawned. I had the wrong factions. Need to pick the right ones. See content. And we need to select here, otherwise random faction will get the slot and they won't even have their cities. So Galbadia, Garden, and Esthar. Now it should be fine. And we will click start. This map is of course loaded inside of the Final Fantasy mod by DJ Bonebreaker. So the map is made by a different person and I added all the cities, armies, heroes, factions, etc. onto it. But I'm loading the map inside of Final Fantasy mods, we have access to all the units added by J Bonebreaker and all the other stuff added by him, like art and terrain and music, etc. So it's like the Final Fantasy mod, and we imported the Final Fantasy VIII map to it, and then I added existing stuff in the Final Fantasy mod to the Final Fantasy VIII map, and it also includes a few new units like Edea and such. But yeah, we will watch this. Rufus still spawned here. It could be a problem if he is attacked, but yeah, if he loses the game, we will see. If that's the case, we'll have to exit and edit the map and move Rufus to the ISO. But yeah, we will start it soon. But we can see here that unlike on the other map, you can see that Galbadia and Edea is at war with everybody, and everyone else are allied with each other. Alright, let's start. And I can't read this because I'm sitting in a sofa a bit away from the TV. If I move closer I can read it, which I just did. So our people are disdainful of the Esthar cultural. The Esthar military has the Esthar soldier. The Esthar people are disdainful of our culture. The Esthar military forces outnumber us. That's not good. Our people are disdainful of the Esthar cultural achievements. Okay, but we are allied with them. So, Laguna says, it is with great honor that I, Laguna of the Esthar, offer you this generous deal, one that only an insignificant person could refuse. Are you that insignificant person? AI first deal. Laguna offers territory map and 50. They want territory map and 50 gil. Okay, we accept your offer. User accept or not a chance. User reject. This game, by the way, has a lot of diplomatic options, more than in Medieval 2, and you can build more stuff. It's more focused on building and diplomacy, but it do not have any really cool battles. But I still like the battles, but it's like the auto-resolve only, but they are more interesting to watch. Not a chance. User reject. Would you listen to our counter proposal? User counter. And that's it. Goodbye, Laguna. User exit. We will accept, of course. The mighty nation of the Esthar salutes you, Rufus. You have nobility in your veins. Perhaps a bloodletting ceremony in your honor will show my people just how noble you are. Okay, AI tanks. Okay, I will just click all done. They are losing the ships at the beginning because they don't have the economy for them or something like that. So that's a shame. They lost the Galnica planes, Final Fantasy VII planes that were used by the Final Fantasy VIII faction in this mod as well. This map has more variation in units. Exactly every single unit that they had access to in the files were added to the map. They have all types of ships, all types of airships and troops, but they lost the Galnica planes because of economy, I believe, or something about armor upgrades. I don't remember. They need to have a certain upgrade first before they can have those. I don't know. This is a more interesting map. I don't think it's as impressive and vast, but it works better. The ships move troops between continents because they are closer to each other. And we have placed Galbadia near Esthar, so they will start fighting immediately, and they are quite strong there, Galbadia. The Lunar Pandora lab, Lunatic Pandora lab. Then we have Balamb garden, or Balamb, on the Galbadian continent, the old windmill, and toilet start. That way it won't be stale, and I know that Galbadia will send troops to Balamb garden sooner or later, and that Balamb garden will send troops to Galbadia. Esthar, on the other hand, I don't know, but I think they did also invade at some point. Took them longer to do, because they first need to defeat Galbadia at Lunatic Pandora, Lab. So this map is not as beautiful, but and not as detailed, and not as vast, but it's more gameplay friendly for Edea. And had done a better job at placing out troops and such too. I am more happy with this one. It's just a shame that it didn't work as well on the big one, because it looked more impressive, the terrain and stuff. This one is more flat looking. If you look at the terrain of where Esthar is located, you can see that it's more simple. The other map was more impressive and detailed. At the end of the day, it's more important if they can actually move on it correctly, and move troops from different continents is very important. Otherwise you end up with them just building and never really fighting. Balamb garden is moving out of Toilet and Trabia garden. They are allied with the Esthar. They won't fight them. There are T-Rex in this version that they had in Balamb garden. Made sense, they had T-Rexars in the training area of Balamb garden that you could fight as the heroes. I figured why not have them in the army from that area on. Okay. But it sucks that they lost their airships because of something. Remember. Galbadia is sending out their troops, and they have more troops available here. Spent more time giving them all their troops. But it sucks that Rufus is on the continent. If Rufus is killed, which I think he will be sooner or later, because he is on the Galbadian continent, the worst one to be when he is literally their enemy. But if he dies and we get game over, then we will need to edit the file, because he's not supposed to spawn there. He's supposed to be on the ice, where his faction starts, far away from the enemy. If he dies and nothing happens, it's fine. If he dies and we get the game over, then we have something we need to fix before we can do this. He shouldn't even be in that location. I don't know why he is in that location. So the Final Fantasy VIII army is more impressive on this map. They have access to more units. I gave them exactly everything they had access to in the game, plus some monsters too, based on the creatures you would fight in the Final Fantasy VIII game. That you would fight and that they would hire as mercenaries. So the lizard men, they represent those creatures you fight. They are hired as mercenaries by the Galbadian Empire in Final Fantasy VIII. There are a few tanks that are shad, like in the missile base there we see a tank, and in the desert prison that tank is shad with Final Fantasy VII Shinra, I believe, but has a different color here, purple color. In Final Fantasy VII it's either red for the Avalanche faction or blue for the Shinra faction. Most of the units are either vanilla ships or and soldiers or Final Fantasy VIII unique ones. There are few that are shared with Final Fantasy VII because Final Fantasy VII and 8 are very similar. They are futuristic sci-fi fantasy, so like they have similar tanks and such. Science advisor said Highwind of from Final Fantasy VII. Great one, our prophets need direction. Shall we look into the secrets of okay. Domestic advisor Tifa Lockhart from Final Fantasy VII Advent Children, the movie. Our people want to build a palace. Maybe we should. Okay. Okay. If you want resources to retreat, so we have an ally, Balamb Garden, in Windmill, but in this map, unlike on the other map, there is a mountain in between the desert prison and Windmill. I think they can move through the mountain, but it's more difficult and takes longer, a longer time to do. Yeah, on the other map, there were no mountains, so they could just move there easily. This is more accurate to the official map. There we have a mountain there. Here we have allies. I think I can move resources towards. And this guy too. We aren't supposed to play, but we will move them towards the allied territory. This is more interesting with all the unit variety. And I believe since last time that I had changed a few details to make it more balanced. We'll see how it will go. The last time I watched this, I believe that the Esthar managed to defeat the Galbadians at the lunatic Pandora lab after a few battles. It took a while for them to do that, but they won in the end. And ships were fighting on all fronts. Galbadians against everyone else. And Galbadia managed to invade Balamb Garden and take Balamb and Balamb Garden, and they also invaded like Edea's house and the Centra areas on the map. And Balamb Garden sent reinforcements to Dolet and to Windmill, and also managed to take, I believe, timber from the Galbadians, and then they lost it, and then they took it back, and there was a back and forth there. And I believe that the Esthar also sent an army into the Galbadian homeland, even though I could be wrong about that. They did send troops to the east, and they're fighting the Galbadian ships. This map was less impressive because you see the ground is just one color. The other map had more detail on the colors and such, but this one is more playable, which is very important for the AI and for the player. Both maps are just as playable, but for the AI I believe it had more trouble with the other one because of the other one having some issues. Maybe they had too many troops at the start, that's why they didn't have enough money for those kind of ships, airships. Yeah, as you see, Balamb is sending reinforcements to Dolet. If I gave Balamb Dolet on the other map, they might send troops there too, but I still think they would have trouble invading other continents. They would send reinforcements, maybe. I like the variation of units here. No other mod besides the Final Fantasy IX mod has this variation of units, because I did the same stuff to this map that I did to the Final Fantasy IX map. The FF7 map was all there. I have all the FF7 units represented, but I didn't add a bunch of other units. I don't think there were other units, because it wasn't the FF7 map imported to the Final Fantasy mod. Instead it was the older Final Fantasy VII mod by Magus 88. So it was different. Seems Balamb is still using the Galbadia spaceship. This is an interesting map. This will be interesting to watch. Galbadia is sending out their troops outside of the lunatic Pandora lab. They're also moving their troops to the borders. Tollet used to be occupied by Galbadia, but has been freed by Balamb Garden. It's like in the official game, but I believe they retreated at the end. But yeah, in this on this map, Balamb Garden has just conquered Tollet from Galbadia, and Galbadia is sending troops to take it back. Windmill is also held by Balamb Garden, and is protected by those mountains. Oh, they moved a T-Rexaur to Galbadia's mainland. Alright. All factions have large navies. I believe that the good factions have the advantage as they are two factions against one. However, Galbadia is still very dangerous in their homeland. Then there are some like slave bandit wolves. I believe they are not part of any faction. The wolves, they are wild wolves. They are hostile to anyone. They are wild animals essentially. Okay, we want to move okay, let's just end this. This will be a much more fun map to watch, as they actually move their armies around using the ships. Esthar has already reached the shores of Balamb Garden. They are allied, so they won't attack each other. They can't attack each other. I made sure their alliances are locked in the editor. The only ones they can attack are the wild wolves and the Galbadian Empire. Esthar has droids. They are a techno nation. In Loire they had a barrier preventing anyone else from entering their land, and they're secluded from everyone else and refused to join the war. They were at war with Galbadia, but they refused to actively fight them and hid behind a barrier. And in the late game you manage to enter Esthar as Squall and his gang, and Squall and his gang, as well as the Galbadian Balamb faction, Balamb Garden, had been fighting Galbadia throughout the game essentially. And by that point I believe the Esthar became ally of the heroes. They kept themselves out of the conflict for most of the game. And the leader of the Esthar is Squall, Leonhart's father, but Squall didn't know that. So it was kind of a reveal at the end. In this game, of course, they are at war and there is no barrier. still takes them some time to reach Galbadia's ships, their ships, and even longer to move troops around. I think when they move in the ships to a city like that, a port, I believe they are preparing to board the ships with the troops stationed at the city and then move them to a different place. Because they're capable of moving troops to other continents. They just never did that on the bigger map, but they will do it here. I've seen it happen in the past. Last year when I tried it. So those guys are CDs, and the other ones are forest owls. The girls are forest owls that look like Renoa, hotly. The other ones are CD soldiers. I don't understand why we don't have any fucking sound when they fight. They are supposed to have cool sound, and they shoot at each other. I know they had that in the past. This is a bug. They're not supposed to not have any sound. Well, alright, hello. Now it works again. So we had problems. The sound died, and I had to go out and touch the volume. It wasn't at zero. Disappeared. Also, my cable is broken. It disables the microphone here and there. Something is wrong with the cable. So it works, and then when I move slightly, it might just disconnect. I need to replace the cable. I don't know why the sound of the battle just got silenced. Now it's back. But we will probably lower it a little bit down to 11. Okay, and go to select destination. It's not fun to watch if you have no sound when the troops move through into the atmosphere and immersion. So that sucked that the sound was silent when the battle started. It's no fun when watching someone shoot without hearing the gunshots. The Esthar Navy is now outside of Balamb Garden. They are also sending ships to the east, moving towards Galbadia on both sides. So Esthar is a techno nation. They have droids. unlike the others. The video was almost ruined by the sun going silent. Now at least it's back working again. So Rufus, Shinra and the Shinra faction are not really a part of the war. They are just here so I could spectate the others, so can ignore Rufus. He is not supposed to be in this world at all. He's from Final Fantasy VII. But we are trying to move him into safety. If he dies and we get game over, we need to restart it after editing the map and moving him to a safe location. Because I know that if you have certain settings on, that you can lose the game if the leader dies, but I don't think those settings are on. Like Regicide settings, if you kill the enemy leader you win. I don't think that's on here. If you lose your own leader you lose the game. But I don't think that's active. I think it's disabled. Balamb and tank versus one of those lizard men, the service of Galbadia, and the Galbadian soldier there fighting the forest owls of the Balamb Garden School. CD, they have fire magic and lightning magic. Fighting those lizard men, he lost. Sent in a forest owl against the lizard man. Using the Leonhart look with a different skin. Alien soldier versus a CD. Balamb Garden are moving around their troops. This was much more fun to watch than the large map. The large map was a failure, as they didn't even move their troops to other continents. Here they do. This map was just more functional, even if it was less beautiful. This is how we want it to be. An active war where they can move everywhere and never stop until their enemy is defeated or they themselves have been defeated. We don't want them to be landlocked and just build the entire video with no fighting at all. On the other map the ships did attack other ships, but they never moved the troops to the other continents. So it kinda ruined the video. Probably still upload it, but it will be a fast video. Only the parts where I speak will be slow, and then the rest will be fast forwarded. So you don't have to watch it in the normal speed. It will take many hours. It will be a very short video. It will be mentioned also that it was a failed video. They still recorded it, so it will be uploaded. This one will be in normal speed. This is the real one. This one will be actually interesting to watch for viewers. That tank is shared with the Final Fantasy VII mod, using different color there. We have an Esthar soldier, an Esthar droid versus a Galbadian soldier. That I don't remember what these guys are named. Destroyed one of the droids. Galbadian soldier versus an Esthar soldier. One of the Galbadian bikes versus an Esthar soldier. Galbadia Garden looked more accurate to the official map on the other map. Here it looked less impressive. Where it was located on the map. The map is way more functional. Way more interesting to watch. Watching the AI. A CD ship there firing at Galbadian ships passing by, so they can sometimes fire at ships when they move past them, weakening them. Wild wolves. Okay, let's continue. I wanted to do this video for a long time. I was originally going to do it last year, during last summer. Just never did it, so decided to do it now. Unlike the Final Fantasy IX video, I decided to speak this time and lower the sound so that you can hear what I'm saying. I did one Final Fantasy IX video where I spoke, but I had so loud sound that and music that I hardly could speak most of the video. I got interrupted by the loud sound at the time. Droid just attacked one of the Galbadian soldiers there. Galbadian soldier won their engagement. The Esthar is sending up reinforcements. I think they have too many troops for the Galbadians to be able to win in the end. The Esthar are simply too strong in their homeland. engaged Galbadian navy there. Got the Galbadian ship there. They also have artillery fire. They can fire against cities. Another salvo from the Galbadian navy. Took out the CD ship there. Forest Owl versus that huge tank all the nations have. Forest Owl won. Forest Owl unit. There are more than one unit. You see the life bar. Each one of those green dots is one unit. It's like an army represented by one sprite, similar to Heroes, Might and Magic. There are more than one guy. Regicide versus one of the, I believe, wild wolves probably. Unless it was one of those lizards. CD versus Galbadian soldiers. Another such engagement. CD won. The CDs are pretty strong actually. Galbadian soldiers are more basic. Look cool, but they're not that strong. Regicide died, don't know why. After Lizardman attacked an Esthar unit of Esthar soldiers, they seem to win. Bike, I believe it's from Warhammer originally. And the skin for this mod. There are some unique Final Fantasy sprites. Some Warhammer ones that have been reskinned. Some Warhammer ones that are unaltered, and some vanilla units. Like the historical ships, for example. Oh, Galbadia invaded the area. Dollet there, they are outside of Dollet, they will attack the next time. Move their ships there and embark the entire army. That's what I like about this map, that they actually embark entire armies with their ships, which they refuse to do on the other map, unfortunately. Maybe they didn't have any transports. Here they had all types of ships, including transports. Maybe I didn't add transports to the other one, and only added the CD ships and the submarines and something. Yeah, I might not have given them transport. They need specific ships to transport troops, maybe. So it could probably fix them if we gave them transport ships. We'll try it later. Give everyone transport ships and see if they start moving their troops on that map too. Because it is the more beautiful map for sure. believe they had 4 areas here instead of 3, and this area wasn't just this color, it was way more detailed. This one is still beautiful, but certain areas of this map look less impressive. It's certainly smaller too. Let's continue. If it's the transport ships, we'll fix that. Of course they need to start with transports. Then I might even give them all the ship types, or maybe not, but at least the transports. Ships can fire at units on land and on cities as well. From the sea, certain ships can do it. Esthar droid versus a unit of Galbadian soldiers. Galbadian soldiers lost the engagement. Another unit of Esthar soldiers versus a unit of Galbadian soldiers. Esthar soldiers managed to win. Oh, there's Edea and another one of those guys. They're inside of the Pandora lab. But the droid was close enough to be a target. You also have Renoa there. Corrupted Renoa. She was controlled by Ultimisia at some point in that very location, so it represents that they seem to just have killed her. He just killed her. Esthar are very powerful in their homeland. Galbadian soldiers engaged the droids outside of the Lunatic Pandora lab. Killed one of the droid units. Esthar still have the Ragnarok spaceship or airship. I think it's an airship. It's more advanced than the ones in Final Fantasy IX. More high tech. Garden army fears our fighter. The Garden military forces outnumber us. That's not good. garden people are technologically advanced. Our people are in awe of the garden cultural achievements. Garden military has the CD. Garden people are disdainful of our culture. Garden people say we are technologically backwards. Garden army fears our fighter. Okay, so Squall has entered diplomacy with us. I am the great Squall. The garden people are honorable. Deal with us fairly, and we shall have peace. Accept this exchange as a token of our future friendship. Squall offers shamanism. Squall wants 170 gil. He will accept. And that's it. CD ship versus one of the Galbadian ships there. CD ship is custom. The other ones are vanilla, I think. Galbadia will invade all it and retake it soon. The Balamb just engaged one of their fleets, but lost engagement. Here Esthar versus one of the soldiers there. Galbadian soldiers versus a CD unit. Unit of CDs. And Galbadia is finally decided to attack all it, or maybe it's the Balamb attacking the invading army. I think that was the case. No, I think it was Galbadia invading. They moved more troops. Unit of Esthar soldiers versus unit of Galbadian soldiers. Esthars almost won, but they lost there. Battle of Gauntlet continues. CDs are defending the town against that guy in Droid. They defeated one of the droids. Trabia had tanks as well that they were sending in to battle. Got more of the CDs. Sent in the units of Galbadian bikes. And they took over Dolet. Galbadia reconquered Dolet from Balamb Garden. There are still CDs Galbadia fighting the Galbadian soldiers there, and they won that engagement. Esthar soldiers is a giant Galbadian droid. Or a tank, or whatever that is. I think it's a droid. So when they conquer areas, they could either occupy them like they did here. See, Galbadia took over Dolet, gained another settlement, or they can erase the settlement entirely and destroy it essentially, so it's no longer available as a settlement. They can essentially make it a ruin and enslave its population. If they occupy the area, I believe that the population is spared, but if they raise the settlement and turn it into a ruin, then they will also imprison all the inhabitants, and they will be seen on the map as prisoners actually, and they will be moved into slavery essentially. Prison camps. The service of the conquering faction. They can raise the settlements and they can enslave the enemy population. And it's not invisible like in Medieval 2. You can also take prisoners, but you never really see them on the map or in battle. Here you see the prisoners. If they take prisoners, they have prison clothes and are clearly chained and are essentially whipped into slavery on the map. They decided to conquer Dolet instead of raising it. Naval engagement. I don't know which side is which. Esthar soldiers engaged the unit of Galbadian soldiers. I think the Galbadian navy was the navy that won those battles previously. Their ships were really good there in those engagements. The Galbadians are losing the battle on the Esthar mainland. They didn't have enough troops. We have Edea there. It's not Edea. I see the Sorceress in Galbadia as Edea. See this one as Ultimisia, actually representing Ultimisia. So they have two Sorceresses, Edea and Ultimisia. They look the same, of course. Galbadian soldiers took out one of the droids. Those droids are pretty strong. It's a good achievement. Take them out. Might take out the Esthar soldiers. No, he lost. They have more. Oh, they send out one of those death machines against the Galbadian soldier. They are also shared with Final Fantasy VII mod. So Final Fantasy VII unit would fit in Final Fantasy VIII as well. Takes a long time to move ships on the map. These are friendly ships. Galbadia has a disadvantage when it comes to a navy. They are fighting two nations. Let's see. Took out the CD ship there. And the Lizard unit engaging one of the CDs outside of Toilet, held by Galbadia now. Tank engaging CDs, engaged the tank, took it out. Galbadian tank. The Galbadian bike inside of Toilet is now under attack by the CDs, who might take back Toilet. We'll see. Yeah, they took back Toilet. Balamb garden liberated all it again from Galbadia. The CDs took out that soldier, Galbadian soldier too. The Galbadians sending reinforcements. They lost first engagement there. Their unit of Galbadian soldiers being wiped out. And in this, on this map, I believe that I've changed the recruitment so that these factions of Final Fantasy VIII won't ever recruit the basic vanilla units. But the Final Fantasy IX factions recruited so no vanilla warriors and spearmen and archers, and also in this version they can recruit summons from specific areas. More than one summon. they can recruit those 4-man parties represented by Renoa, Riku, Beatrix and Yaku Kisaragi. They represent the 4-man team of the older Final Fantasy games and Final Fantasy IX. I know that they were 3-man teams in Final Fantasy VII and 8, but there are no 3-man teams here. So the hero teams are represented by 4 heroes. Oh, another army has been sent to the area outside of Dolly. They will attack the next turn. They can't attack the same turn as when they disembark. So the next turn they will invade. Fight to CDs. Defending Dolly. I believe this campaign is the closest you get to a naval campaign. Final Fantasy VII one will be more focused on land, where they fight on the continents where they start. They have navies, but I won't use them too much. Okay, continue. Finner have navies for sure. And Avalanche. But Vutai, I don't think they had that unless they had very few. Let's see if they do not have any. Esthar Navy inside of the Galbadian continent. Seems Esthar soldier is attacking Sorceress Memorial, which has been conquered by, I believe, Galbadia. They didn't hold it in the beginning. They took it from Esthar. Esthar wants it back. Took it back. That Galbadian soldier unit there. There's a tank there. The bikes. They're not that strong. They will probably be defeated by the Esthar troops. They're very high tech. I think the Esthar will conquer the lunatic Pandora and defeat all the Galbadian troops on their continent. It's just a matter of time before they do it. It's like one region against the entire nation. They did weaken them a bit. Airships cannot move over water. I believe they can move, if you build certain buildings, they can move between cities. If you have like one city on one continent and another city on another continent and both have the right building constructed, then they should be able to move between those cities, but they cannot move straight over the water for some reason. That's why you need naval ships to move in the water. The airships are landlocked unless you have the right buildings, the right cities. You need cities in the right locations, and then you need the right buildings too. Esthar is moving back the navy for some reason. Balamb moving their CD ships, moving down CD soldiers. Galbadia attacking the CD soldiers near Dolet. CD's won against the lizardman there. Engaging another one, lizardman. They took him out too. The new army, Galbadia. Engage the CDs there. The CDs are moving. It's still Galbadia's Balamb town. So. The Balamb faction sent a unit of forest owls, an army actually. Forest owls that are preparing to invade Timber, held by Galbadia. A village or town. Village. Try to add transport ships to the big map and see if that solves the problem with not being able to move over water. It could be the distance of the continents, or it could be that they didn't have any transport ships. So we'll see if the transport ships will solve it or not. See these defending Dolet from the lizard and guys there. But they had an entire army, including those droids and the Galbadian soldiers. CDs are losing that battle against the droid. Had more than one unit. They lost 2 of their units. The droid is engaging the third one. Looks like it's losing 2. We've got 3 units of CDs there. Edea took out one of the droids, the Esthar, the Empire of the... I don't know if they are an Empire, the Esthar. CDs versus the droid. Since the droid usually wins against the CDs. Seem to have an endless amount of these droids moving towards Dolet. I think Dolet is quite doomed, even if they have CDs defending it. Balamb seems to be sending even more troops with the navy. Will disembark now, yeah. They sent reinforcements to Delink City too. this looks like it will be a long war, because they have huge navies and huge armies. So yeah, looks like it will take a while for them to win the war. An Esthar submarine there, the Mako submarine. Unique to Esthar. Don't know where they are moving ships back there all the time. So they're starting there, yeah. Star airborne troops have landed, so they can land troops through the airships. If they have an airship, they can land troops by air to certain settlements. Galbadia is invading Loire. Expected, they have a huge army marching there. CDs will be overrun in time, even if they can defeat the first wave. Galbadian soldiers invading Loire. Won the first engagement to get that force. Forest owls and CDs are moving towards other areas. Getting reinforcements, I believe. Balamb. See that Galbadia Garden faction has a huge amount of troops moving their way. They're also attacking Sorceress Memorial now. Took out the droid there. There were more than one unit droids. Now Galbadia is resuming the invasion of Loire. Took out one of the CDs. Now engaging the garrison inside of Loire. CDs are victorious in the first engagement against Galbadian soldiers. Battle of Sorceress Memorial continues. I think Galbadia might win that one. Take out the droid defending the area. Yeah, they took it over. Decided to occupy it. The Esthar soldiers took out that tank. Galbadia. Forest Owls attacking the lizardmen as they march by. And Dolet is once again under siege. Galbadia has hit one of those droids while fighting the CDs inside of Dolet. The CDs seem to be winning. No, they lost the first engagement. They had more than one unit there. Galbadian soldiers attacked the forest owls in this forest. Galbadian soldiers attacking Dolet. CDs defending. Seem to be winning against the soldiers. The Galbadians are not done. They sent in one of the sky droids. They will probably win against CDs. And Balamb risks running out of CD soldiers there. They had another unit, but it's not at full strength. Forest Owls and the Galbadian soldiers continue their fight in the forest, and the Forest Owls were defeated. The last man, the last woman. Still some Galbadian soldiers and bikes in the area of Esthar. And one of the bikes have almost reached the other side of those mountains. It takes a while, but they can go through the mountains. It will probably try to take Windmill from Balamb Garden. We'll see how that will go. I suspect that Dolet is doomed. Galbadia has too many troops marching their way. Right. Trabia Garden is an independent garden in Loire, but they are part of Balamb in this mod, instead of being their own faction. Their garden was pretty much broken anyway, destroyed and ruined. But they still had people there, students, but they were kinda working in a ruin, essentially. In a ruin garden school. The Galbadian droid attacked the Esthar soldier, but the Esthar soldier, let's see who wins. No, the droid won. Got the Esthar soldier there. The droids are strong enough to win that battle too against the Esthar soldiers. The Esthar have too many troops here. Same situation as with Dolet, where Galbadia has too many troops. Droid engaged that death machine. Galbadia. Out. Esthar soldiers engaging the Galbadian soldiers and taking them out. Oh, Galbadian droid should be able to win against one of the Esthar soldier units. Another Galbadian droid, death machine unit, fighting one of the Esthar death machines. Galbadian death machines got taken out. Then they have another one fighting the droids or mechs, Esthar. Took out the droid, mech. Out the droid there. The Esthar soldiers took it out. We have another mech. Took out the death machine and defeated the Galbadian army there. Took out that droid too. Defeated the army there. Sorceress Memorial. They probably have very few Galbadian soldiers defending there. So they will probably, Esthar will probably easily take it back. However, the Lunatic Loire lab still has Edea in the form of Ultimisia level 99. She will be able to hold her ground for a while. She's a hero character, level 99. Yeah, we need to add transport ships to the big map and see if we can solve the problem. This one is still more interesting to watch, as it has more troops at the start. Get some really cool troops in late game on the other map as well. We have a tank of Balamb, I believe, engaging the droid. Lost. Two ships have reinforcements that they are sending to Galbadia to reinforce the front. Probably they want to send them to Dolet to reinforce Dolet. So the AI is competent enough to defend their cities and such. I think on the big map we need to give some areas to Balamb in Galbadia, and we need to give the Lunatic Pandora lab to Galbadia as well. We need to give the same areas to them, and so we give the factions a reason to send reinforcements there, and also then they will send reinforcements and armies to reconquer areas, and also we need them to have the transport ships, of course. So, Battle of Dolet continues. Lizard Man unit invaded. Result of the city. CD is very victorious. Galbadians retreated. Galbadia is moving their other forces around. And vast armies here in their homeland. They are attacking Dolet, the droids. They will defeat that unit of CDs defending Dolet. Have another unit. They will probably defeat that one too. They have more than one of the droids. Oh, one of the droids got taken out by the CDs defending the settlement. And the Galbadia is sending reinforcements to Timber to defend it, or to attack the Balamb armies outside. Forest Owls outside. Forest Owls never attacked. Instead they seem to be going towards Windmill to defend it. Galbadian airborne troops have arrived. So yeah, Galbadia can send troops by air to their distant territories. They get reinforcements by air. It's pretty cool. And it happens automatically when you use a certain button. The airships, so you don't even need to send the ship all the way over there. You click on the button and then you can disembark anywhere where you have troops, I believe. Yeah, in any city. Domestic advisor. We have information that the Galbadian city of Telling City has completed a great project at the Visayed Shrine. Doubles the effect of all shrines in the Empire. They produce 2 content phases instead of 1. Okay. Information on the enemy. Sorceress Memorial is under attack again by Esthar. They want it back. They're besieging this area, trying to take it back from the Galbadians. Galbadians had a droid there. They took it back. Sorceress Memorial is once again under Esthar control. The Lunatic Pandora lab is still held by Galbadian Empire. They have some troops scattered in the Esthar lands too. They engaged the Esthar mechs there. They lose the engagement there. Probably win this one. Lose that one. sending reinforcements to Dolet, I think. No, they are attacking the Galbadian navy there. They will win that engagement. Sunk one of their ships there. They sent reinforcements, as I thought they would. Sent out some CDs there. Engage droids. They will likely lose the engagement. No, they will win that one, I think. They're a full-sized unit. Forest also moving to Galbadian lands. Someone has recruited a Ifrit summon. Don't remember which one had that summon here. I know that Galbadia has the Leviathan for sure. It's based on who they had, who had what in Final Fantasy VIII. They were in the Galbadia garden, or if they were in Balamb garden, or if they were in Trabia garden, or if they were in Esthar, or in a cave somewhere. One of the areas, like the Centra ruins, for example, or the Centra excavation site. Balamb Garden have Ifrit, it makes sense. We got Ifrit at the beginning of Final Fantasy VIII when we completed the first mission. Pointed to us by Quistis, the instructor, who later joins the party. Balamb Garden can get Ifrit. They can get more than one. They can recruit them, but only from one area, probably only from Balamb Garden itself. And Galbadia can get Leviathan from Galbadia Garden instead. Esthar even have some artillery inside that lunar gate area. CD's engaging that droid. Took it out. I think the droid will win against that CD unit this weekend. The previous victory. Galbadia is sending reinforcements to Timber. Right. Let's continue. Oh, the Marcus and Marines are now outside of Galbadia. Naval engagement there. They are now Artemisia. We see that today as Artemisia. Took out the death machines. The lab is under attack once again by the Esthar. I think the Galbadian soldiers will win that one. Yeah. I think the droid will win this one. The Galbadian droid. Yeah. Galbadian soldiers against the droid. I think the Galbadian soldiers will lose. They had no more troops there. They defeated the last man. Galbadian soldiers versus the Esthar soldiers. The Esthar soldiers lost, but they have more troops. Droid engaging the Esthar soldiers as they pass by. Galbadian soldiers attacked by the mechs. Esthar. They are losing. Have no more troops there. It seems they only have troops in the Lunatic Pandora now, and some troops that moved up towards the forest area and the mountains. They had a bike there somewhere. And a soldier unit. It's a droid attacking Sorceress Memorial, held by Esthar. Yeah, they have a Galbadian soldier there and a Galbadian bike. They could go down at any time. They have no settlements up there to conquer. No cities. The battle of the Lunatic Pandora lab will soon be over. Same with the battle of Dolet. The real battle against Galbadia will probably take a long time. Might not be one video. It will be a lot of back and forth, I believe. See, these ships are engaging the Galbadian navy. They have like artillery fire. They are good against ships. Galbadian soldiers engaging the CDs there and losing. CDs engaging the droids there. They might actually win, but I think that one will lose. Yes. Yeah, he lost. They have more troops. Someone is recruiting the Leviathan summon now. From Balamb Garden. So they can get the Leviathans and the Ifrits from Balamb Garden. Maybe I made it so that they are available from certain areas when you reach a certain level of settlement level or upgrade. Balamb Garden can get both the Ifrit and the Leviathan on this map. I believe they had both in Final Fantasy VIII from Balamb Garden. There is no Shiva. Otherwise they would have gotten that one too. Maybe they have a placeholder one for Shiva. I don't know. I know that they have Bahamut from one of the Centra areas. Forest all lost the battle there inside of Timber. Their soldiers engaging the Galbadian soldiers look huge compared to the Esthar ones. See these engaged with the droids. See these lost. It's once again under siege. The attack. It's attacked by the droid. Forest Owl is under attack with that droid. They lose. Or they will lose. It's a unit of Forest Owls. Not just one girl. Right, you can see that we have the Leviathan and the Ifrit. Two starting summons Squall has from Balamb Garden, but the Galbadia Garden has the Alexander. Balamb Garden. They have Carbuncle 2 summon. They reached late game where they get their summons. Centra ruins. They get Odin from there. Unlike in the Final Fantasy IX mod, they can recruit more than one. But I don't believe they have access to every single summon, only ones that they are in Final Fantasy VIII. Yeah. So the Odin material or summon was available from that very location, Central Ruins. In Final Fantasy VIII, it made sense to place it there. And Ifrit was available outside of Balamb Garden in a cave. Leviathan, I believe we got that magically from Balamb Garden. And Alexander was available in Galbadia Garden, as far as I understand it. Carbuncle from the other area. Galbadian soldiers lost that engagement. Battle of the Lunatic Pandora Lab is continuing. Seems Forest also been sent down from Trabia Garden to aid in the battle against Pandora Lab. The Balamb Garden has troops outside now too. They are currently fighting the forces of the Esthar. Still. just defeated. And the Galbadian soldiers inside engaged that droid or make that side. Esthar droid lost the engagement. He had another unit, Galbadian soldiers. They lost 2. They had yet another one. Fighting Esthar soldiers. Out one of the soldiers there, and then they lost. I think the lunatic Pandora lab is about to be defeated. It's about to fall. Might win this engagement. No, they lost. They had another soldier. Took out one unit of Esthar soldiers. Lost another one. They're Galbadian soldier units. Now they are engaged by a mech. They lost engagement. Don't know why Galbadia sent up troops into the forest. But they could have used to defend the lunatic Pandora lab. Would be a better idea to send them down and defend. CDs are trying to go back to Dolet. They are engaging their droids outside of Dolet to break the siege. Took out one of the droids. One of the listmen inside of the lunatic Pandora lab engaged and was taken out. The Esthar troops. CDs engaging another one of their units. Was taken out. Forest Owl is engaging one of the droids outside of Timber. Actually, the unit was taken out. side of Dollet. Droid and CDs. Droid was taken out. Now Galbadia needs to send reinforcements there. Galbadian soldiers marching there, and 1 unit of droids. Sent another one up now. 2 units of droids. The bikes are moving up there for some reason. Yeah, Galbadian soldiers defending the Lunatic Pandora lab. The Esthar soldiers laying siege to it. Defeated the soldiers there. They have more troops and units. They engage the second unit, Esthar soldiers. Seems the Galbadian soldiers will lose that one. No, they won actually. The Esthar soldiers are more numerous than that. Now they will likely lose. They don't have the numbers to win. They have another unit of Galbadian soldiers ready to defend. Took out another one of the Esthar soldier units. Now Esthar have mechs ready to enter the fray. Esthar soldiers. Another one. The Galbadian soldier will lose that current engagement. Esthar will send in the droids. Got one of the Esthar soldier units. Another mechs enter the fray. We'll take out the Galbadians. And another unit of Galbadian soldiers. They lost that one too. Now they have Ultimisia. Usually level 99 Ultimisia is looking like Edea. She has this alt attack, she's really powerful. She will win against the Esthar soldiers. I believe this is the area where you fight the final boss, Ultimisia, in one of the cities anyway. Oh, they took out Ultimisia, Jesus, and raised the Lunatic Pandora lab to the ground. And the forest owls of Balamb didn't even enter the battle. Same with the CDs, they were outside, ready to enter if the Esthars failed. For an advisor, the rampaging Esthar forces have destroyed the Galbadians. They were destroyed. That wasn't intended. Then what happened? They killed their leader, and then the faction was destroyed. And that would have happened if Rufus had been killed too. We don't want that. So this is the end of the video. We will remake everything. Because I wanted a more of a Total War style AI campaign where they need to take every single region and defeat every single unit, but sadly it was set that if you kill their leader they lose. And with those rules, of course, they lost when they lost Edea, who was placed there as Ultimisia essentially, but they had another Edea in Galbadia representing Edea. So I don't know why this one counted as their leader. That was not good at all, so I wasted my time essentially. So now we need to restart from scratch. We got a look at how the campaign works and how it's played, and the Final Fantasy VIII map and the troops and the action, and how the AI does moving troops on ships and invading by sea and invading by land, and how they can exterminate the enemy. Yeah, we don't like if they lose their leader. They had reached the late game and started to get the summons and everything. The elite units. It's really ruined everything because Balamb and Esthar, they are allies. We are also allied with them, so there are no enemies left. See that the purple colors have disappeared on the map. The homeland of Galbadia as well. They lost everything because they lost their leader. I really hate those rules. You win. Yeah, we won because there is no enemy anymore. So yeah, we had the Regicide thing on. That's not good. It's a mistake. You're not supposed to win by killing the leader. I don't know why that was activated. Congratulations, Rufus, you have achieved conquest victory. Conquest victory. This alliance you can win anything. Something under my foot, wait, it's the other team. No, we were on the same team as Squall, and this alliance can win anything. But we were allied with Squall and the Esthar. Maybe we could be on their team next time. They have kiss marks. They also won. She is battered. Yeah, that sucked. We'll still watch this. See a timestamp of everything that happened. I don't like redoing these battles. It takes too long. It takes hours. So we'll not do it immediately, but yeah, we need to change the victory conditions so that they do not lose when they lose their leaders. Absolutely not. Rufus needs to be moved to the safe location of the Meier, and they shouldn't lose when they lose their leader. That's one thing we need to change. Sorceress Edea of the Galbadians killed in 326 PA. That sucks. In order to avoid that from happening again, we might have to move her to the safe location of their capital. Timber destroyed in 326 PA. The City destroyed, Galbadia Garden destroyed, the prison destroyed, Cell Base destroyed, the Loire Lab destroyed. Yeah, just because the Sorceress died, what the hell. That's not supposed to happen. Top 5 cities: Balamb Garden, Esthar North, Esthar South, Trabia Garden and Esthar Centra, because the other areas were destroyed, despite them being like filled with armies. Game over, man. So this game is like over. No further score will be entered. Wait, let me just play popular mode turn. No, we are done here. So let's check one thing. We'll load this. So most aggressive, seed hardest, easiest. So Regicide should never be on. Accelerated production. So rules, we don't want them to win by accelerated production, elimination, Regicide, mass Regicide, victory point scoring, treasure hunter, luck hitter conversions, reserve random seed, respawn AI players, victory linked start location, allow domination victory, yes. Love space race victory. Love diplomatic victory. Love conquest victory. Control victory. Wonder victory. So I don't know how this game works. If we had Regicide on, and Regicide is when you kill the leader, the faction loses. I don't believe necessarily that we will solve the issue if we unselect this. Maybe they can still win by these different wonder victory, cultural victory, conquest victory, diplomatic victory, south space race victory. I don't want them to be able to win through wonders and cultural victory, diplomatic victory, space race victory. So we might need to go into the editor and disable a bunch of victory conditions they for some reason left on. Conquest victory is fine, but Regicide is never fine. Okay, but we are done here for now, because I don't want to redo everything again right now. We'll start over again later. So for now we will accept this as a proper video where we have Regicide on. It wasn't intended, but this will be a Regicide victory video. Okay, thank you for watching. Bye.